if we see the most of the economy which have developed, like countries like Japan or Korea or China or Southeast Asian countries like Singapore or Thailand or Malaysia, they are mostly export-driven economy. They have mostly grown because of their exports to Europe and USA and other countries. Whereas India in last 10 years has grown mainly because of its internal consumption, mainly because of our large middle class population. But if India wants to grow further, if India wants to become a developed country, India has to become a major nation, exporting nation. If we want to cross a growth rate of 9% or 10% like China used to have, we have to concentrate on exports. And last few years, Indian exports are down. We are again sustaining because of our own internal consumption. And if we ask any entrepreneur, most of the industries in India today are world competitive. They are manufacturing products which can compete with any other countries in the world. But only major problem if we ask any entrepreneur today is he is afraid of exporting because of marketing, how to market his product to various countries, because most of them have never been exporting or never been outside India in terms of business. So we thought of keeping this very important topic, and today we have with us my very dear friend Rukshat Bhagavagar. He's into export of what is the term, handicrafts or home decor or gift products for last maybe more than 20 years, and he's a hands-on person. He himself has done this marketing for last 20 years. So I welcome Rukshat on behalf of VIA Marketing Forum. Friends, without taking much of a time, I request Rukshat to begin with his presentation.
Everyone can hear me? Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Hello. Okay. All right. So I thought we'll start by telling you what Forms is and what we are doing and where we are today. If we can have the first slide, maybe. Forms is really the only handicraft manufacturing factory or company in Central India. Central India does not have any history of handicrafts, as you know, but we have been able to establish this company. We started way back in 1991, so it's been almost 25 years, and we make handicrafts in wood, metal, and some other materials like poly. We give employment to over 500 people, and we are today exporting to over 60 countries. So Forms from nothing has become a fairly large business enterprise. But when you look at Forms today, you think that, it's only natural that such kind of business can very easily develop and grow in a place like Nagpur. But I want to take you back. Before that, let me show you what kind of products we make. So these are some of the products we make. You see horses, candle stands, angels, bookends. So these are the kind of items we are making, and we make roughly around 1,200 pieces per day. That means from raw wood to finished packaging, we do 1,200 pieces a day, or roughly a container every 2 days. Let me tell you some of the clients to whom we export today. Some names must be familiar to you. Pier 1 Imports. They have around 1,200 stores in America. Crate and Barrel. John Lewis, one of the most respected names in the UK. Home Center in Dubai. Digital in Germany. Palen in the UK. These are blue chip companies in our field. And people die to work with such companies. And if you even tell one buyer that you're working with Pier 1 Imports or you're working with John Lewis, he does not want to hear anything more. He says, "ठीक है, समझ गया, अभी we can do business," because they know that these kind of companies work with only the best. So they are not only good customers, they are like a certification. If someone says, "Who do you work with?" and we say John Lewis in the UK, Pier 1 in America, that's all. No more questions. So we are very proud to have them as our customers. And the next slide will show you all the areas in black are the countries to whom we have exported to. We are very happy to show in black China, which for many years was our competition. Today they have become a very important customer. तो चाइना से डरना हम मैंने बंद कर दिए हैं और now we are looking at them as customers. So we are covering most of the areas. These are not all the time. We are not exporting to these countries. Sometimes we are working with some, sometimes we are working with others. But our reach has gone to over 60 countries. So when you look at it today, Forms is a success story. But I want to take you back to when Forms was it was just an idea. It was only an idea. And frankly, it was a very bad idea. Because it was a very stupid idea. If any business school student has studied our report, he would have said, "Forget it, there's no chance of you ever getting any success." And luckily, we didn't go to business school. Sometimes. So I don't know, वो बोलते हैं पहले कुएं में कूदो फिर तैरना सीखो. Something like that happened with us. Why were we in the wrong place doing the wrong thing? Because number one, we had no idea. We were in college. We had no idea what handicraft sells. We had no idea how we will market it. We had no idea how to do the costing. We had no idea why we are doing it in Nagpur. We had no idea whom we'll sell it to. But we thought we had a good product and we started. The good product idea came from Bastar. Bastar at that time was an unknown region of India. It was still very tribal. It was still not connected so much. आज जाओ बस्तर में, it is just like रायपुर. जगदलपुर और रायपुर में कोई फर्क नहीं है. In the sense, same दुकान, same brands, same market, same shops. Those days it was totally tribal. It was like going back into one of those National Geographic documentaries. और वहाँ गए तो हम देखे कि कला बहुत है, क्राफ्ट्समैन बहुत है, काम बहुत सुंदर हो रहा है. और जब हम खरीद के नागपुर लाए तो सब दोस्त लोग बोले, "यार ये तो हमको भी होना है, हमको भी दे दो." So we started selling some in Nagpur and everybody loved it. Then we sold some in Bombay and Calcutta and Delhi and everybody loved it. So we said, नहीं, ये तो export करना चाहिए. And सब लोग बोले, हाँ, export में तो बहुत पैसा है, बहुत बढ़िया है. तो we decided कि अपन फैक्ट्री लगाएंगे और हम लोग ने यहाँ वहाँ से पैसे किए. पर पैसे जमा करना भी बहुत मुश्किल काम था, because we were in the wrong place. Nobody recognized handicrafts as an industry in this region. आप राजस्थान चले जाओ, आप यूपी चले जाओ. There is a huge cluster of handicraft companies. The government is doing a lot for them. एक recognized industry है. बैंक के पास जाओगे तो हंसेंगे नहीं इन लोग कि आप क्या बकवास बात कर रहे हो. यहाँ तो वैसा ही था. But in those days, borrowing money at 24% from MSFC and all, कूद तो गए कुएं में. The other thing was that while we had very talented craftsmen, we very quickly realized कि उनका talent तो सही था लेकिन उनके design skills तो zero थे. Because they were doing only traditionally typical Bastar art. और जो हम सोचते थे बहुत सुंदर है, बहुत यूनिक है, बहुत ब्यूटीफुल है, वो यूरोप में कोई उसका चार्म नहीं था. It is like seeing some very exotic African art. You can say हाँ सुंदर है, बट इफ आई आस्क यू आप घर के लिए लोगे क्या, आप बोलेंगे नहीं यार ये तो मेरे घर में अच्छा नहीं दिखेगा. तो वेरी क्विकली रियलाइज्ड कि हमने जाके बहुत बड़ा इन्वेस्टमेंट किया था इन समथिंग विच हैड नो मार्केटेबल वैल्यू. सो वी वर इन अ फिक्स, वी वर in a place where no buyers came. We were making something that nobody wanted to buy, and we were in a place where nobody recognized us as an industry. We had no taxation, no benefits, nothing. So these are the problems that we started with. Luckily, in those days, pressure was also less on us because we were still young. We traveled a lot to Delhi. Delhi is the center for handicrafts in India. जिसको भी इंडिया से काम करना है दिल्ली आता है, बम्बई नहीं, कलकत्ता नहीं, मद्रास नहीं, दिल्ली इज द सेंटर. तो दिल्ली में we started going, and the first place we went to was the Export Promotion Council. छोटा सा गंदा सा ऑफिस था तब, अभी तो एकदम 5-star मल्टी फ्लोर ऑफिस बन गया. But that time it was a small office, and they told me about something called a buying agent. हमने तो सुना नहीं था क्या था बाइंग एजेंट, फैक्ट्री डाल दिया था, बट बाइंग एजेंट क्या है ये पता नहीं था. टर्न्स आउट दैट बाइंग एजेंट्स आर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स ऑफ दीज कंपनीज जिसके जो नाम मैंने लिया, एंड दे आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग दैट बायर इन इंडिया. अगर आपको ये बायर से मिलना है आपको इनके पास जाना पड़ता है. यू हैव टू इम्प्रेस देम, देन दे विल सेट अप योर मीटिंग. और वैसे ही बाय लक वी गॉट our first meeting with our first American buyer, and that was Pier 1 Imports. Now you have to understand that our first meeting is with the biggest buyer of handicrafts from India. तो buyer आया, मैंने बहुत बड़े बड़े मूर्तियां, गणेश जी, सब अपने कार्विंग ये सब लेके बड़ा डिस्प्ले किया. Buyer came, he spent 2 minutes walking up and down, और फाइनली इतने छोटे ढोकरा के आइटम उठाए. आई थिंक 4 उठाए उसने, एंड ही देन वॉक्ड अवे. आई वाज वेरी डिसअपॉइंटेड. आई सेड ये क्या है, तो मैंने इतने बड़े बड़े आइटम 5,000 का, 10,000 का, ये 200-400 रुपये का क्या दिया उसने. बट आई थिंक 2 months later we got our first export order from them, and it was for 20,000 pieces each. So we had got the biggest dhokra order in the history of India without knowing it in our very first meeting. And we suddenly realized कि अभी business, the order was not the problem, production was the problem. And 3 months we did day and night work. And in those days, things were so different. The banks did not know anything about exports. We were banking in Punjab National Bank. They did not know anything. हमको सीख के बताना पड़ा what is invoice, what is LC, how we will get finance, how we can finance LC. We had to find out everything from Delhi and then come and teach our bank. To such an extent that my employee became a paid advisor in teaching exports documentation. Anyway, finally the day of the inspection arrived. And ये make or break day था हमारे लिए, because we had some 60,000 pieces ready. और इंस्पेक्शन कभी देखा नहीं जिंदगी में कैसा होता है. डब्बे के लिए हमको नागपुर में डब्बे वाला नहीं मिल रहा था जो छोटे कार्टन बना के दे. फाइनली मैं गया हल्दीराम के मिठाई डब्बे वाले के पास और उससे डब्बे बनवाए 60,000 पीस. So those are the challenges of those days. And finally our inspection started going very well. Quality ठीक है. And फिर हम लोग को एक बड़ा हार्ट अटैक हुआ. Out of one box came one picture of one very beautiful Maharashtrian actress. और वो पैकर ने किसी ने फोल्ड करके अंदर डाल दिया था From Nagpur with love. तो ये बात को लेके रिजेक्शन हमारा रिजेक्ट हो गया माल कि बोले ये कैसा, we cannot ship goods which have this kind of material in it. So you can imagine हमारा क्या हाल हुआ होगा. Anyway, finally we call the packers or good old दादागिरी and threatening and this, that and the other. फिर उन लोग ने माफी मांगे, बोले नहीं सर ये एक ही पीस है और हमने किधर ऐसा कुछ डाला नहीं है. And luckily for us, the inspection agency, which was also American appointed, they agreed and accepted, and that's how our first shipment went. We also learnt what is foreign exchange, because in those days we were making a loss of 2.5 lakhs on that order. Though it was a huge order, we were making 2.5 lakhs. And then first time we heard a budget speech of Manmohan Singh, sorry. And after the budget, I calculated and I was making a profit of 8 lakhs. Only after that speech in changes of policy. So we learned how important policy, foreign exchange rates, all these are. But after the first success, we found that these buster designs were not working, and I think our next slide shows. If you see, these are the traditional buster looking items. You see very tribal, very rough. ये जो दिख रहा है on the left of the screen. On the right of the screen are what is the type of things we make today. So these are the we had to learn to design, and the design somehow came from us. Though we were not trained designers, मैं खुद design में घुसा. I found I had a flair and I started designing, and luckily I could develop items which could start selling. And that's how slowly the forms ka look developed. And slowly, once the look developed, we started making things which actually started selling very well. Today we are known for design because we are doing something jo nobody else in India is doing. And the main thing about exports, as I will come to that, is that you have to make something different and unique. कुछ अलग करना है, नहीं तो क्या है, you cannot compete. Sitting in Nagpur, you are at a huge disadvantage. People in Delhi, people in Bombay will make it cheaper. People in China will make it better and cheaper. So how do you survive? You have to think of being a little different. So you have to do things which they cannot do. So this was our now all these things China cannot do. That's why we are doing. China hates to do anything जिसमें बहुत ज़्यादा hand work है. तो वहाँ घुस जाओ. China will not do small quantities. Do small quantities. Whatever product or item you have, try and find out what the Chinese are doing, what the other countries are doing, and think what we can do slightly different. Or what they are not willing to do. Then you do that to start with. So this is how the Forms product range grew. We started making designs, we started understanding what the end consumer wanted, what our buyers wanted. Today the buyers ask us about design. क्या चलेगा आप बताओ, दूसरे customers आपसे क्या खरीद रहे हैं आप बताओ, because they recognize that we are design leaders. So that's what I wanted to tell you about product. Now exports. Now Akash told you why exports is important. So just before we go on to the marketing part of it, why I feel all of us should look at exports. First of all, exports, we think export is limited to very special items like handicraft or handloom. तो ये बात सही नहीं है. I go to so many fairs. I feel India is exporting everything today. I see stainless steel bartan, I see pens, I see light fixtures, I see plastic tanks, I see everything. So anybody who is in manufacturing or anybody who is related or has a good hold over manufacturing facility, they should explore the export market. It is not something which is very difficult to do. There are so many good things about exports. Hey, it's a clean business, very clean. No hera feri, no isko khilao, usko do, isko karo. It's clean काम. No kacha pakka. 100% billing 100%, the amazing government incentives we are enjoying today. We have MEI scheme, we have duty drawback scheme, interest subvention scheme. We can convert our loans into US account. I think now we have just done that. We are paying 4.5% interest, and you all are paying 10 and 9 and 11% interest. So there's so many advantages. And why is the government doing all this? Why is the government backing exporters? Because we are doing two things. We are generating employment and we are earning foreign exchange. And the way our country is, foreign exchange will always go stronger and stronger and stronger, and we will always be beneficiary. Importer hamesha maar khayega, exporter hamesha gain hoga. So those are the good things. Also, we meet lovely people. It's a pleasure to work with the kind of people that we work with. We meet people from Norway, from America, from UK, from Russia. We build up friendship. We build up a relationship. And it is totally different than the kind of relationships we build up locally. Of course, everything is not good. There are many bad sides to exports. Number one, there is no scope for mistakes. There are no excuses. If you are late, you pay for it. You can't pick up the phone and say, "Aisa ho gaya, waisa ho gaya." Most of the times the buyer will not accept. However good friend he may be, however good your relations may be, he will penalize you. Every mistake you pay. Quality is not good, you pay. You are late, you pay. Your packaging is wrong, you pay. So you have to be very good at your job. You have to be very exact in your job. But if you are doing your job well, then the other headaches are not there. Payment के पीछे भागना नहीं है, document भेजे पैसा है. Biggest headache in India is running after your payments. आज पैसे नहीं है जी, कल आओ जी, कल देखेंगे. यहाँ तो कुछ है नहीं. It is all, you don't even ever pick up the phone to talk to the customer. आपने email किया, document आपका email से पैसे आ गए. So there are so many advantages in exports. Now the challenge for many people is so now we are talking about the marketing side now, and I'll just go to the marketing channels now. The main problem is, how do I start selling my product? How do I start knowing where to sell and how to sell? See, the best way for anyone to start today is to go to some export fairs. Every industry, whichever industry you are in, whether electrical, engineering, whether minerals, whether you are in medicine, whether you are in furniture, there are special fairs held all over the world. And some fairs are world famous, where all the people come. All the people come. Furniture के लिए Hanover है, China है, engineering के लिए कोई और जगह होगा, which I don't know, but every single product has a specialized fair. The idea is to go there and walk the fair. Go as a tourist. Go as a tourist. You will be surprised. You will say, अरे यार ये तो मैं बना सकता हूँ. इसमें क्या बड़ी बात है? इसमें क्वालिटी कुछ इतना नहीं है जो मैं सोच रहा था इतना है या ये तो मैं भी कर सकता हूँ. In fact, most of the time the quality is inferior to what you are used to. Then you will see the prices. You can ask ये कितने का है. You will get to know what are the terms and conditions. You will automatically come to know what is the framework of your industry. Like what is the payment terms? Because when you go with an inquiry, he will tell you, my payment terms are LC, my delivery time is 30 days, my rate is so much per ton or so much per piece. You will start getting knowledge. And as you get knowledge, you can plan your own strategy. And like I said, you have to try and see what they are not willing to do or what you can do different or better. Once we get to know that, a great thing to do is actually participate in a fair. It's very easy today. It is not that expensive. Sometimes the cost in Indian fairs the cost of space is more than what I pay in some of the foreign fairs. Of course, maal bhejna, lana and travel and all is expensive, but the fair itself is not expensive. So if you go to these fairs and participate, people will come to you and they will ask questions, and you will come to know what they are liking, what they are not liking, what is they are finding expensive, is price the problem, is quality the problem, is design the problem, is the range the problem. The only way you will learn is by going out and actually committing yourself to exporting. Other than that, you need nothing. You need one IE code which you can get in 7 days, and you need nothing else to start exports. पहला order मिला, चालू हो जाओ. So we have to, the best way is to go and see a fair and then participate in a fair. It is expensive, it is sometimes not immediately successful, sometimes it takes time, but it is a short way and the quickest way. The other good way is to go to your Export Promotion Council. Now, like first time I went to Delhi. Every industry has its promotion council. We have Export Promotion Council of Handicrafts and Handlooms. There is one for engineering. There is one for minerals. Now, these are agencies which are normally in Delhi. They have their regional offices. Go to the Delhi office. They will tell you companies which are buying from India. They will tell you who are the buying agents in India representing big buyers. They will tell you what fairs they participate in. You can become a part of their group which is going. Hong Kong I take part twice a year in fairs in Hong Kong. I'm always part of the Export Promotion Council of Handicrafts ka participation. Means I go with, I think we are 150 Indians who go to Hong Kong, and we are all together under one banner of the Export Promotion Council. In Germany, I go individually, independently. So you can go to your Export Promotion Council, sarkari daftar hoga, sarkari banda baitha rahega, but he will give you some information which will definitely be of use, because unke paas likha padi sab hai.
They also provide subsidy for taking part in exhibitions.
They will promote, yes, first there was also to study tour. वो discontinue हो गया, but MDA scheme करके है, where certain amount of money which you invest in taking part abroad, they will give you back the money to certain percentage. Yeah, MDA scheme hai, 3 years same fair you can get that subsidy. So there are many schemes which are there for smaller people who are just starting. They even have free, like they will take one common area and allow you to display 1 or 2 or 3 shelves free of cost, and you can just stand next to your shelves and try and sell. So government is doing lot. अपन बोलते हैं सरकार कुछ नहीं करता है. I'm not talking when I started, but I'm talking about now. You know, people say हमारे लिए सरकार कुछ नहीं कर रहा. सरकार बहुत कुछ कर रहा है हमारे लिए. हमारा जब रिसेशन हुआ था, सरकार was a huge help to us. Their schemes and their aids and all were huge help. So you go to the Export Promotion Councils. They will be very helpful to you, especially if you tell them कि we are new, we don't know, we are from a region which is not very good in exports. They will help you even more. And then उसके बाद तो चक्कर काटना ही है, घूमना ही है, फिरना ही है, मिलना ही है लोगों से. आस्ते आस्ते रास्ते निकल आते हैं. The buying agencies which I told you is something not many people in Nagpur know about, but they are very, very powerful and very, very important people for anybody who wants to do exports. These are either direct buyer offices in India. For example, if you are selling shoes, Bata Canada or Bata Europe might have an office in Delhi called Bata India, and they will be buying for their parent company. Or IKEA का नाम तो सब सुने हैं. IKEA has a 100 people का office in Delhi. I think over 100 employees there. What are they doing? All those 100 people are only supervising the purchase from India. तो उनके पास जाना पड़ता है. It's not easy. पहले आपका बायोडेटा मांगेंगे, पहले आपसे बात करेंगे, क्या है हमारे पास, ये तो ऑलरेडी है. बट अगर लगे रहो फैक्ट्री विजिट लगेंगे, some companies तो पहले फैक्ट्री विजिट करेंगे, फैक्ट्री को चेक करेंगे, but not all companies, that's only the very big companies. Then they will give you appointment with the buyer. Buyer आएगा तो आपका माल देखेगा, पसंद